working with the school department, specifically the superintendent and Chris George, the facilities director. And the project has been approved, where the architects have put all the design in. We've got a vendor that has, now going to install the new roof, so that's on track. That will happen. It will start work in July. Because of a shortage of materials, though, we're not going to be able to finish that roof until October. So it's going to bleed over into the start of school. Not the optimal solution, but again, we're seeing the impacts of COVID and in the economy, and the prices of material are now weighing in on projects that we had planned years ago, because they're finally getting up to the front of the line. They're paying very high price. I mean, I went to the lumber store the other day, and the price of 2x4s and 4x4s are the most I've ever paid for them before.
Really?
Yes, they're very expensive, and $8 for an 8-foot 2x4. So you used to pay $3-4 for that. But this material slowdown has really just been an indicator to us that we really got to be on top of our game when it comes to working with vendors and contracts to make sure that we're not put in a position where the building is damaged even further if the roof is susceptible, which community school roof is in. It's okay shape. It does need to be replaced. There's a couple areas that we're watching, but it's finally getting done, and it'll just bleed into October after school starts, though.
The roof isn't visible to most people. What is visible, especially to high school sports fans in North Attleboro, is the Beaupre Field, the artificial turf. There's lights now, of course. Just before graduation a couple of years ago, it was deemed that the stands, long before you were here, were deemed unsafe. The stands were eventually removed. Because of COVID, you suggested holding off CIP or projects for an entire year, which financially made a ton of sense. Now those projects can move forward. I was at a gathering over the weekend, and someone said, well, the new stands will be in for September. And I said, no, try September of 22 at the earliest.
Yeah, sometimes, these things just move at a glacial pace. But the good news is that they're moving. The bleachers was approved under the capital improvement plan. We approved $1 million to come back and replace and install new bleachers. We also combined it with replacement and repair of the track. So almost $2 million put into bringing up the bleachers and the track at North High School. Just our commitment to make sure that, that's an important part of this community, right? That has a benefit. There is value to that, and there's a great return on investment. Every fan that goes to watch a North football game, soccer game, any event, graduation potentially in the future held out there, it's worth every dollar that we spend on it. So that's underway. It's going now. It's moving forward. It won't be this September. I wish we could do it that quick. We don't, but we follow Mass General laws for procurement. And there's certain processes and procedures that have to happen. And then just as with the community school roof, we're probably going to face some of those, shortages and, materials not being available immediately. And plus, it's tough to hire people right now. We've tried to fill a couple positions in town, and we're just having a real heck of a time trying to fill those positions.